get dropped like a wet wash rag.
I'm 240 pounds. I am 27 years old. He is going to be 61 this year. He can make me cry, still.
That's right, it'll be over with before you know it.
Anthony Verburgt is a Spanish professor at Drury University, but he's much more than that. For 35 years, he was a deputy sheriff for Taney County, and for over 40 years, he's been involved in martial arts.
Hardly any effort, I'm just letting it fall.
According to his students, he's still got it.
And he just went boom with a back fist right here. I hit the ground like a 2-ton bricks. It just went boom. And he did it half speed.
Growing up in the mines of Colorado in the early 60s, Verburgt was constantly surrounded by fighting among rival miners, so his father introduced him into the world of martial arts to channel his energy. 40 years later, in 2007, he was inducted into the Kinpo International Hall of Fame, his preferred discipline of self-defense. For people who don't know, Kinpo can be violent, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
Here goes the elbow. Stand, wrist, stand, neck, bang, chin, boom.
It's more of a straight-up boxing style. Your hands are up here rather than like this or something. And it's not to be flashy and destructive. It's how little do you use but still be able to control your person. So Kempo is designed to be a very violent art. There's nothing to do with rules. There's nothing with, well, there's just basically no rules with it.
And you like that?
Well, yes. The simple fact is, and a saying that I tell my people, is that out in the street, there's no trophies for second place. You either win or you're going to lose.
Verburgt is a 7th degree black belt of the Tracy's Karate and Kinpo system. In 2008, he was inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Fame, in part due to his days as a fighter. Tell me, just how skilled are you at this?
As far as the competition side, I would say that of almost 300 trophies that had won, pretty close to 75% of them were first place wins.
In a sport where rules are few and far between, Verburgt's injuries are numerous.
I think the last check, or when I last talked to my doctor, I had 22 x-ray films sitting in his file for broken ribs, nose, fingers, ankles. Yeah, I've had some injuries. But that's what's made me who I am.
At your peak, how intimidating were you?
More than enough, I guess. It was the head games I'd play with them. Real simple, fun ones, like, how much have you practiced this week? Oh, I've spent a couple hours. I mean, we work out every night and spar. That's fine. I've been in the gym about 8 hours a day, every day with the weights, and I've been working the bags just so I can win this competition. Now, a guy that's a recreational fighter, that would psych him out.
Yeah. Mama.
Verburgt retired from competition in 1998. Today, he is the master instructor of his own studio in Springfield, teaching kickboxing, Tai Chi, and Kinpo to his students.
This way, here.
I've just had this feeling of doing service to help other people, and martial arts is another avenue. Part of that is I've had students that have had various challenges in life, physical or mental, that I've been able to build them up in a different way than the direction they were. My rules when I'm teaching my students is that what is illegal in UFC is what I want you to learn. That's what's going to win.
It's safe to say that Verburgt has carved out his fair share of faces, but they haven't been in the ring. The 7th degree black belt truly is a martial artist.
And slowly develop my general shape of the face here, draw eyebrow up here roughly.
Verburgt began working professionally as a landscape artist in the early 80s, with several of his paintings bringing close to $1,000. But today he prefers a new direction.
I love the challenge of doing it with people because what happens is if you make a mistake, you can tell it very quickly. But when you have a portrait of somebody's daughter or a family member or a friend or a famous personality like the ones I've done of Marilyn Monroe and, say, George Clooney and all of those, when people recognize them right away, you know you've hit it on the money.
At one point in his life, Verburgt wanted to make his living as an artist, but his father advised him not to, which eventually led to a new chapter in Verburgt's life: teaching.
I guess in a way I was destined to teach because I'd always find ways to learn things to, I guess, show off to others, kids in class and that. I always wanted to just amaze people a little bit, but yet not to amaze them in terms of being a bragger or anything. It was more, look what I can do here, let me show you how to do it.
And it's that attitude that Verburgt's students believe is what makes him so memorable.
His passion. Everything he does, he is 100% in. Whether it's teaching, martial arts, his art, anything, it's 100%.
For over 30 years, he's taught foreign languages. The past 5 have been at Drury, meaning at one point he was both a fighter and a language teacher at Branson High School.
What did your students think of you being a fighter?
Oh, that's an amazing story. They'd always known when I first started teaching, and I keep it out of the classroom by all means, Nat. But in a small area like Branson, the word gets out who I am and what I did and so on. And I didn't know it at the time, but they were actually placing bets whether I'd win or lose. And the big question is, what kind of injuries is he going to come back with? So they'd had one bet on whether I'm going to come back with another broken nose or whatever happened. And I blew them all away because I come in on crutches and a cast because it broke my ankle.
For a man who said all he wanted to do was amaze people, just a little bit, it seems like so far Anthony Verburgt has done something right.
He's amazing. Great sense of humor, friendly, so many stories. He's someone who's really lived.
Verburgt's next plans are to travel the world, recreating what he sees on his canvas and collecting more stories to tell. He is a testament that a young boy from the coal mines of Colorado can grow up to become one of the most revered martial artists in the country. And he is a reminder to us all that with a little hard work, we too can amaze people.